So we're going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite subjects. We're going to be talking about rethinking fundraising and how ticketed summer events can drive revenue and engagement. So I guess we'll kind of go next into really who the heck are we? Why am I even here? It's a good question. After this, they're not going to give me a mic anymore because I like to talk. But who we are is we provide strategic fundraising strategies. We help create mission-driven, goal and oriented events, expertise in high-flow fundraising events. We'll talk a little bit about those today. Creative experience-driven concepts, so themed events, experiences in that space. Proven operational systems. We do event marketing systems that drive attendance. We focus on donor engagement and retention, which is a big piece to your fundraising. And any type of event vehicle, from small intimate gatherings to galas to large scale festivals. We do, Golden Fine Arts Festival with hundreds of artists and that come all across the United States with tens of thousands of people, all the way down to the small intimate. And I absolutely love what we do. We love supporting nonprofits and helping them thrive in their mission and impact that they do. And of course, as I've already mentioned at the beginning of the call, I'll probably say it a million times, I absolutely love Auctria, and I am not paid to say that. I just support it because I've seen it really work very well from the user experience on like the admin side to the actual attendees side, the beautiful flow, the reports. We work inside of a lot of systems, and this one I believe is the best one out there. So I tell everybody that. So if you're first time wanting to know about it, connect with Laurie. She will give you all the information. But it is a fabulous system, and I highly stand behind it. So what I want to ask is, do summer events work? That's the number one question. Is you hear a lot of times like the summer sludge with your fundraising. A lot of your fundraising is heavily in the spring or in the fall, right? Or leading up to Colorado Gives Day. That's massive, heavy seasons. But then you get to the summer and things kind of fall off. And then you have to get into the fall and you have to restart connecting with people. Does anybody feel like summer is a little bit of a sludge out there? You can drop your thoughts in the chat here. And I hope you engage with me. Please come and know that I see you and I'm happy that you're here. So here's some statistics. Yes, especially in school. Thank you, Tina. Look at you jumping up in here. I love it. Great. Yeah, absolutely. It's a busy, busy season, I'm sure, at the end of the year too with school and things. So I wanted to jump into some statistics of around how summer events are untapped. Since COVID, I don't know if anybody heard of COVID or how it all worked. I sure did. As an event planner, it completely changed the dynamics of how I engaged. But since then, we saw a huge change with the event space and the loneliness epidemic. With the U.S. Surgeon General declaring loneliness as an epidemic, people are actively looking for offline connections. Around 32% of attendees report that live events help them feel connected to their local communities. So we're seeing a rise with technology that's constantly growing and changing. I mean, if you think about the phone that you have, how many apps and notifications and emails and phone calls and text messages, I mean, you're just inundated by technology everywhere that you look. And that actually makes people more isolated. So people are looking for a chance to get out and connect with people, which is the active participation matters. Research from the University of Georgia highlights that attendees feel the most socially connected when they go in person, recurring events where they can actively participate. So thinking about the active space and not just showing up and being lectured. And then how does summer events create that connection? Well, summer events serve as the perfect infrastructure for rebuilding social capital and combating the loneliness epidemic. It's a barrier-free environment. outdoor summer events like farmers markets, block parties, music festivals are inherently less formal, reducing the awkwardness and pressure often felt in traditional indoor settings. So people ask me all the time, are, galas dead? And absolutely not. I think they are absolutely still a strong theme in the event world. But I do believe that there are different types of events for different organizations. And I also believe that there is a big market for summer events that you can really connect with an audience that maybe you don't have. And as you all know, in the fundraising space, you always have to have a pipeline of new money that's coming in and old money that's coming in, right? So understanding your audience where it already is, and then constantly connecting with a new audience to bring in that stream. So you have to have that beautiful flow of both together. And summer events is a great way to do that. It fosters bridging ties. So summer gatherings naturally mix and social diverse groups, helping to break down social barriers and creating new community friendships. Shared experiences. These events provide communal, hands-on environments, examples, group yoga, volunteering booths, interactive food tents that demand active participation and give attendees a shared sense of responsibility. So let's see, we would love, yeah, absolutely. I see Ali asking, we would love to hear about our plans for events. Yes, we would love to hear what's in there too. I saw, let's see, Alicia said summer is a busy time for everyone with school being out and families taking vacations and doing other outside activities. That is a really good point. Thank you for putting that in there. That is a great point. Yes, it is. But the dynamic and demographic of people that actually still stay in town is actually higher than the people that go out of town and do vacations. So it is there is a demographic there of people that are looking to connect in the summertime. But thank you for putting that in there, Alicia. I love that feedback.
And Melissa, especially with the schools, you're always having grades coming in and you're always having grades coming out. There's the incoming kids and the outbound kids. It's a great opportunity to celebrate both ends of that. And the people that are coming in, kind of a softer, warmer welcome. It's not that rush that first day. So having that soft welcome is a great opportunity for summer events.
Absolutely. And to that point, Laurie, I think that's a really great intro into this, is that kids are also looking for connection and community, right? And it's overwhelming as a child to try to connect. It's overwhelming sometimes as an adult, let's be honest, like to go into a whole new crowd of people you don't know. So if you can create a small barrier-free environment where people can just get together and get to, like, in a very easy way where they don't feel threatened or they don't feel like this is too much, I'm not ready to be everybody's best friend, but just like a slow entrance into like who we are and welcome, we're glad you're here. Those are great opportunities. So love that, Laurie.
Ella dropped a note in there. They're having a crab boil dinner for their donors that don't want to come to their gala or their bingo. They have over 200 people.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that idea. It is an outside of the box concept. You're reaching your donors on every single level. I love that you have a bingo event and a gala. So you're really reaching all these different I love that. That is a great way to connect with people throughout the whole year and to connect with all your donors, because that is so important. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my goodness. She said last year that we had 40 people attend and raised $40,000. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. That is incredible. Love that. Cheering you on, Ella. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see if I can do. So why summer fundraising works. There's less competition than fall gala season. We all know, I mean, I can fill up my dance card very quickly with galas that I get invited to, galas that we're doing. It is crazy the amount of galas that are stacked on the weekends and throughout the weeks in the spring and fall. So guests are more social and community focused in the summer. Outdoor formats create lower pressure giving environments. Sponsorship opportunities expand with seasonal themes. And summer events attract younger and first-time donors. So people love to get outside, they love to connect, they love the experience of it. So really tapping into all those different demographics.
Melissa, your last bullet on there is I did a webinar yesterday, and that was one of the questions people were asking. How do we get younger people and first-time people in? There you go, summer event.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you really have to understand the dynamics of your donor base, right? And who your ideal donor is. But like I said, you need old money and new money constantly flowing in. And the younger generation is not always targeted right away because they might not have the bigger dollars. But the truth is younger donors, they are looking to be tied into the mission and impact a lot sooner. And they will grow with you. So if they feel like they have part ownership, they feel like they can help you grow, they'll do that. And then eventually one day, maybe their dollars expand and you're continuing this constant funnel of growing your organization. So yeah, and summer is a great way to attract. People love being outside, music, connection. It's beautiful. I love it. Let's see. All right. So the shift from traditional galas, so guests increasingly value experiences over formal dinners. There's still a place for formal dinners. I'm not throwing those out, but people really do love the experience and the connection in that space. Ticketed experiences reduce operational complexities. Community festivals create broader audience reach. Flexible pricing models increase accessibility. So where your gala ticket might be $200, $300, whatever your gala ticket might be, you can have a much smaller entry point into a festival because you have a much wider range of people that can be allowed in. So you can capture a lot more people and create the accessibility at different pricing spaces. Easier volunteer management and faster guest flow. So with your traditional gala, as people are coming in and checking in, there's several different processes. In something like we do with our festivals, we get people in very quickly because the experience is about either tasting or experiencing the art or hearing the music. So our goal is to get them in the door a lot faster, so that they can enjoy the experience. So it makes it a little bit easier to move that way. So I guess what I would love to know from you guys is what type of summer events are you doing? Any summer events currently? I know that Ella is doing a crab boil. Did I see anybody else in here? We'd love to know if you're doing any of those.
I see a couple people are typing. I do see a lot of golf events popping up on our events page right now.
Good. Yeah, golf tournaments are a great way to tap into people. Yeah, that is a huge market. Benefit concerts, awesome, Melissa. I love that. That's a great way. People love music and they love being outside, and it's a great way to do that. We do several of those. Alicia said not currently doing anything. Awesome. Tessa says golf outing. Awesome. Mahang, Mahjong lessons. That's awesome, Jessica. I love that. That is so unique. What a great way. We have an after dark.
You must be in Boca with me then.
Yeah. Kim says we have an after dark and a family day every summer with 300 plus attending both. We need a better way to do ticketing. Awesome. Well, hopefully we can help support that today, but love these. These are great. You guys are already in the right things. So when you're looking at your what type of summer event, we found that there is a couple things you should think about. One, I'd also like to know, like, what do you love about summer? Like, can you tap in, like, if you're going to go with a friend somewhere, or you're going to go outside, or you're going to bring your family somewhere, what is something that you absolutely love doing during the summer? Would you put that in the chat too? I know I'm making you work today, but I just want to get to know you. I want to know what's out there, being in nature. Love that, Tina. That is a great one. Awesome. And I don't know where you're coming from, Tina, but in Colorado, nature is a huge piece. Hiking, boating, lakes. We don't have oceans because we're landlocked, but but we have a lot of
It is
water.
amazing how people's psyche changes with some fresh air versus
It
some
sure does.
recirculated air conditioning or heated air, correct?
It's so true. Yeah. Helps mental health. It helps being out in the sun. I mean, we could talk for days of things doing that. Local vendors. Yeah. Foods, kids, pets, craft, pet adoptions, other local animal based nonprofits for and fun fair with tours. Love it. Farmers markets. Love farmers markets. What a great way to connect. Farmers markets is also a great fundraiser. So if you are looking for ways to do something and you love farmers market and that ties into the mission of your organization, what a great way. You can charge all the vendors their money. I could talk about that for days, but that is a great one. Farmers market. Yeah, Rebecca, me too. I love farmer markets. Yay, I love it. Thank you guys for engaging with me. I love the human connection here. I need it, so thank you for that. So when you're looking at what type of summer event, there are two different models that we see pretty popular in this space. One is the ticketed fundraising event, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And the other one is a free community event. So we do like to put those in two different buckets because the free community event is giving a space for you to do brand awareness, a chance to get close to people, a chance to build those spaces, and you're not necessarily looking at it raising dollars, you're looking at for the connections. It's also a great place for volunteers to thank them. It's a great place to just continue those thank yous with donors and connections. The ticketed fundraising event is different because it is focused on raising money. So revenue is generated upfront through ticket sales. Guests expect a curated or elevated experience. It's easier to forecast attendance and budget accurately. Creates built-in donor qualification opportunities. Stronger sponsorship value through exclusivity and branding. Encourage higher guest commitment and engagement. Simplifies fundraising goals with predictable income streams. And often attracts mission-aligned supporters willing to invest. So if you choose to do a summer event, which I encourage everybody to do, because number one, they're just fun, and life's too short. But number two, really thinking about it from a strategic point of view, which is actually why I'm here. Even though if you want to just talk about fun, I could do that all day. From a strategic point of view, it is a great opportunity to connect with your audience in a less inundated pressure season. So it is a great way to connect with people, get engaged, and continue that donor relationships throughout the space. It's hot. Laurie, you said it was hot in the summer, so you travel. So let's see. So summer, so what is the mission of your organization and who is your ideal audience? Those are the two questions you want to ask up front if you're doing a summer fundraiser. So if I am a vegan nonprofit, I am not going to be doing a meat-focused festival where live demonstrations and all that stuff. So really aligning with what is it about the lifestyle of a vegan? What are you doing? What are your missions? How does that help? Are you educating people? And the same thing, if you are not an animal organization, then how do you tie in what you do through your event? So I love helping people think outside of the box of what your mission is and how you're supporting people and how you can use summer events as a vehicle for you. You guys doing good? You're still hanging in there with me?
Yeah, we're here.
Awesome. So what makes an event memorable? Interactive guest experiences. The number one thing that we saw after COVID was that people are looking for experiences. So we saw tons of themed events rise up, from your themed galas where all types of different things are being added to it, to summer events where people can actively be engaged in an immersive experience. Because back to the loneliness epidemic, people are wanting to connect. They want to feel. They want a place to laugh and create memories. And what makes it memorable is by you creating those experiences And when somebody has a memory, they then create a positive memory with your organization. So you're creating experiences that create memories and connects them with you. So anytime they think of like, oh my gosh, we had so much fun at this benefit concert last week, and I just loved it. I loved what they did and how welcoming they were. And what was that organization again? Oh yeah, I want to be more engaged with that. So that is the goal. Entertainment woven into fundraising, strong branding and atmosphere, easy guest participation, efficient registration and check-in, and strategic donor engagement opportunities. So moving to the next one here. So here are some experience-driven events. These are not all of them. Obviously, I know you mentioned a crab boil in there and all kinds of fun things. So these are just some things that we've done. We do a ton of food and wine festivals where we engage local vendors and local restaurants to come together. They pay fees to be there. And then guests also pay a ticket to come in and taste all the different spaces. We've had huge success with that here. Community tasting events. We did a big farm event, which we're going to talk about later, where we did a cow pop bingo. It was absolute blast. I absolutely love it. Outdoor concerts and beer gardens, VIP tasting lounges, and family-friendly festival activations. Let's see. All right. So one of those events that we do is called Taste of the West. And what we do here is we really focus on community-focused culinary events. The organization that does that is a business organization that their whole mission is to go out and help businesses thrive through any economy by, all the different policy or helping them with different tools to connect, networking, all those different spaces. And so we highlight not only their members, but other businesses in this event. And we bring in like chefs and over 100 tasting vendors that come into this from all over Jefferson County, which is a bigger county in Colorado. We do tons of different flexible ticket tiers. So people can come in and engage at this event in different levels. We have a lot of kids that come to the event and they're not able to drink. So we lower the ticket level to match like for that space. We also have an adult ticket that, for their entry and allow them to drink at the event. And then we also do group tickets. So we find that like realtors and people like that are always looking for client appreciation gifts. And so they're willing to buy a group of tickets to help with their clients or their partners. And then they'll bring them all, and it's fun to see them go around and shout out to the realtor and and have a great time. So we also do fun, engaging competitions. We do this hot wing competition where we bring in a well-known, like the hottest wing place in Colorado, and they get, all these brave souls out there, and they have to try to eat these wings in 30 seconds. And there's like music playing in the background. I think it's Eye of the Tiger, and there's a timer on it, and people are like crying because it's so hot. Their mouth is melting, and the crowd engages around it, and they're like cheering people on, and then they get the title. And so we do a lot of fun, engaging opportunities like that people can participate in. We also do a cocktail showdown where we bring in some of the top distillers. They get to showcase those different spaces. So it really creates a great donor prospecting opportunity for them. It brings in businesses, and they get to see how this organization promotes them and how they can engage with them. And then they can also follow up with them afterwards. So that is just one that we do. This is what it kind of looks like. I kind of want to show you as we're moving through these, because we're going to talk about like the actual ticketed part, I promise. But this is what it looks like on the inside. So we have all these different vendors. We've also created a VIP ticket level. So last year we partnered with Casa Bonita, which is another place in Colorado. So big historical space that comes in and creates a special curated space for the VIPs. So that's another ticket level. They get in early. They get to experience these vendors before the mass messes of people come in. We've created sponsorship opportunity for seating areas. We've had water sponsors. We've had, because this does have a lot of different types of like beer and distillery, all those different things. So it is important that we keep people hydrated and well fed. So, so looking at that, so there's just lots of different areas in here that people can engage. So it shows you the different levels of ticketing. So do you guys have any questions so far? Everybody doing okay out there?
I love how you do VIP anything, because VIP anything sells, right, Melissa?
Yes. Yep.
And then anytime you can get, instead of a single ticket where you can get more, whether it be a foursome of golf or a realtor donating, X amount of tickets, buying a dozen, buying 2 dozen. I mean,
yes.
When you can get somebody to give you multiples of anything, that's also a big win.
Yes, totally agree with you. Yeah, and this one particularly, there isn't tons of parking around there. So we also have a dedicated parking lot for VIP. So you get like great parking, which number one is hard to do at a festival. And you get to get in early. And this line has thousands of people in it. So you're waiting out in line. It's hot outside. So VIP gets you up close and inside faster.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was Taste of the West. Another one that we do is called Barnyard Benefit. And oh my gosh, it's just amazing. I'm not going to lie.
It's also on her Instagram.
Yes. I love it. It is a rescue animal organization. So they have all types. We're talking about cows and chickens and ducks and bunnies and any type of goats, lots and lots of goats. And it's so much fun to see these animals. It's so much fun to see these organizations that really care about the health and the well-being of animals and all those things. So we created, because they have a farm, we created like an outdoor farm experience, which is a novelty for a lot of people that live in the city that don't really have interaction with animals. We did a featured interactive cow plop bingo, which was a lot of fun. We did a aerial map. We had an Army grade aerial map that was done and drawn out, and then people could go on to Auctria and then pick which square they wanted to purchase. They would show up at the event, and then they got a golden ticket or they got a cow plop ticket. And we had these huge signs everywhere that we would just mark off every square that were sold, so you could really see the visual of what was happening and how many people were engaging. And then during the event, the cows came out, and there was this big, big hubbubaloo about the cows coming out, and you had a funny MC that is just cracking up about all the different things that are happening. And then when the cow did their deed, we found which square it was, and somebody won a percentage of what was on there. So it was a great way to engage them. It was a great way to talk about their mission. It was a great way to talk about why the cows are there, and it tied back into who they were. So
Did you sold out all the blocks?
Huh?
You sold out all the blocks, I'm sure.
Yes.
How much did they go for? Just curious.
I'm trying to remember. I think we did them I think they started at 20, and then we had them go up to 50.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then it increased attendance through novelty marketing. Like everybody's like, what is this that they're doing here? We really worked with the community to do sponsorship integration. We did simplified guest participation, and then strong social media engagement and word of mouth helped this event. And here's just a little bit of a flow of it. So in this event, and I'm just showing you different organizations and different ways that you can connect with your mission and statement. So what we did to really work with their mission is we created certain tours of different parts of the farm. So they had board members and volunteers that have been trained in the organization and what they do. And then we had a sign-up list that we had a wait list for, like, there were so many people, we had to like really organize those different times. So people would go in and see the goats, and they would actually get to go into this space, and they would learn all about, I think they have like 60 goats. They learn about the names of the goats, why they were there, why they were rescued, what their diet is, how this organization engages. We then created another fundraising space where they could buy like a snack bag or a food pack for the animals. And so people could then get the opportunity to purchase that, which was another level of fundraising engaged. And this was all done through Auctria. And we did, feed the animals and those different things. We also had tons of picture opportunities. We were very clear about our hashtag spaces. The goal was for people to really share, and they wanted their organization's brand to be very well known. So we had to really make sure that every opportunity where people were going to be sharing really had the logos in it. We created curated picture spaces so that people could take that and share it. So I know I could talk about this forever. We did a pick a pig.
Like at Disney, it says stand here to take your photo. It's got you guide them exactly where you want.
Yes. Yeah. And you can see we made sure that the line really, I don't know if actually is my cursor work on this. Probably not. There is arrows on here, and that kind of shows you where the line was. So we were controlling how people got in, and we were controlling what was the first things they saw and how they engaged. So we did all themed things. Pick a pig, which was these cute little pigs that had numbers on them, and people could pick one of those, and that was tied to a surprise gift bag of a value of 100 or higher. Another level of engaging, with fundraising at the event. So yeah, it's so much fun. I know I could talk forever, and
I could listen to you forever.
I just love it. All right, we'll move to the next one. This was Lakewood Food and Wine. So Lakewood is a city in Colorado, so it is specifically designed for the city of Lakewood. The organization is out to reach specific businesses and people and audience in that space. So we highlight the food vendors and restaurants in Lakewood. Everything about it is all local spaced into this space. So live music. This is a really fun one because it's in a beautiful town area that's open in the middle of these buildings. And so the music kind of just resonates off the buildings, and it draws people in and gives people that sense of summer. And I'll show you that here just so you can see. So it's just a fun big open space and amphitheater. We have the stage, which resounded everywhere, and of course over here is a movie theater on the right side, and a Target on the left side if you were going to look at the whole thing. But this for a second made people feel paused and oh my gosh, it's summer and we're in this space, and we created an experience that people wanted to be engaged in. So that one is also a food and drink festival. People pay a ticket to get into the event, and then they could walk around and engage with several different tastes. There are also business vendors that paid a spot that would, be trying to talk about their things and hand out goodies and all that space. So you need all of those engaged. So yeah, just another fun example of what we do in outside spaces. So I know I'm talking a lot. Is everybody hanging in there and doing good? Yes.
Yes.
See, Laurie.
Give us a thumbs up in the chat.
Awesome. Great. Awesome. Thanks, Tina. So when you're designing your ticket-only events, here are some things to be thinking about. Simplify operations and staffing. The number one thing when you have 2,000 people in line is to not overcomplicate how they're getting in the door. So if they have to have 10 steps to get in the door, then you are multiplying 10 steps per 2,000 people, and that it's too many steps. So really thinking simple, and the goal is to get them in the doors at a ticketed event. So it's not let me get everything about you and your social security number and all your history at that time. It's really let's get you in the door. Let's create a beautiful experience, and let's create the memory that way. So this helps you with predictable revenue beforehand, because you can really see your ticket sales coming in. It reduces auction management and stress. It's a faster guest flow and shorter lines, and then easier reporting and reconciliation. So Awesome. Let's see. Thanks, Tracy. I see. So I love the ideas. Awesome. So revenue streams beyond auctions. So again, auctions have a place. We absolutely support those, and we love those in those areas. For summer, this is a great way to branch outside of that and really think outside the box. So tiered ticketing, you can really focus on your VIP experiences. So you can have VIP at your galas, absolutely. But you generally, being indoors with a gala, you end up being limited on space. When you're outdoors, now all of a sudden, like if you're at a big park, all of a sudden you have a lot more space, which means a lot more people, a lot more opportunities, a lot more tiered ticketing things that they can do. So you can even create certain areas of your outdoor event where people have to pay. So you pay to get in, and then maybe they want to do an add-on to get into this exclusive fun area. Maybe it's an artist experience where they get to go see the artist, and then maybe they get to create something on their side too. So you get a lot of those special things as well. You can do all kinds of fun, different sponsorship packages. Sponsors love fun. They love putting their name in different places. And if it aligns with their mission, they're going to help you support this. Beverage pulls, tasting cards, raffles and games. There's lots of different levels of add-ons here. If you're doing a benefit concert, you can do backstage tours, after parties, special areas in the event for special ticketed areas. And then let's see. So, we're all here because we either love Auctria or we're learning about Auctria, and I'm here to let you know that I love Auctria. Let's see. She said, oh, sorry, I wanted to make sure I was addressing these. How do we get people to register with all their info before the event? We can't get people to give all of their info before the event sometimes, which is really hard. That is absolutely 100% a really great question. And I don't know what it's like where you're at, Brianna, but here in Colorado, people love to wait to the very last minute to purchase a ticket, which can be awesome on the planner side, right? Like we love last minute things, right? And then on top of that, just getting them to get the ticket and then to fill out all that information. So making it as simple as possible for people to get their information on there. For outdoor ticketed festivals, I would suggest that you're not getting, I would get their name, first and last name, and their email, and then a phone number. But that is, I wouldn't do anything else beyond that, because when you have thousands and thousands of tickets, the goal is for them to purchase tickets. Once you have their email, you now have access to them. And so you're creating out your email and your marketing strategies in that space. And then that gives a very easy, like if somebody has to sign up and give you like their date of birth and their address and all of, it then becomes a barrier and people are like, I can't get engaged with that. Auctria does a really great job of how they engage with their tickets and make it very simple and very guest friendly. Let's see. And exactly how can they buy 10 tickets for other people? Then it holds up the line. Great. Well, that is a very good question. Actually, you are doing some great questions here. Or they buy 10 tickets. Great. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the admin app, but it actually is very easy to sell tickets in that space with 10 tickets. So if you are in line, so to address that question first, I would separate your lines. And I would have a new ticket sales line, and I would have an already purchased ticket sale line, and then I would have a VIP line. So there are 3 separate lines happening. People are trained in those spaces. And then with your new ticket sales, so you're pulling those people out of the line. When they do the 10 tickets, you can easily do it under one person. And then it does slow it down to add in 10 different names. So you have to decide as an organization at that point if it's important and crucial to have all 10 names, or if it's more important for them to get in and get connected and create that experience. So those are my 2 things. And I'd love, if you have any questions, I can talk more about our experiences and what we've done on that side as well. But Auctria does online ticket sales beautifully. it just works so great. They do QR code check-in. There's an amazing admin app for scanning and selling tickets day of. It's so easy, so super friendly, mobile friendly registration. Your phone and the app actually turns into a payment portal, so you can collect payment right then pretty easily. You can tell by your ticket levels as you're checking in who you're checking in, sponsors, VIPs, general admission. And then we also do, if you're going to do fundraising games and such, you can also do those through the app. And then real-time reporting, and their communication is just beautiful. I work within so many systems. I love beautiful, crafted, branded things, and Auctria really gives you the opportunity to do that. So, and I know I'm here talking. I'm talking here, Laurie, and I know we're running out of time, so I'm gonna go through the thing.
It's all good.
So this is the admin app. If you're not familiar with it, Auctria has some really great. Another reason I love them, they have great tutorials on their space. They do just a great job of explaining things, walking through it. Makes it very simple. This is what it looks like when you have your tickets. So you can either search by their name, which is awesome, because sometimes people just, sometimes people come and they're like, oh, I had a ticket, and oh, I was supposed to, it's okay, Sam, just tell me your name. I'm going to find you real quick and I'm going to check you in. Or you have the people that do come prepared and bring their ticket, and everybody gets this type of e-ticket here where the QR code is in that communication. You just click the scan at the top of the page, scan it, and it automatically just checks them in very quickly, which makes your flow very beautiful when you have very long lines. Here we go. So here's what my suggestions in creating a seamless guest experience. Number one is communicating to the guest ahead of time what they need to be doing or thinking about. So know before you go, social, email, if you have a texting platform, really lay it out for them, put it on the website. This is where you park. This is what you're going to need. If you're doing a food festival, we require people to have their ID before they can get inside. So we have these signs all the way distributed through lines and way before they even get into the line, so they know what to do. By the time they get into the line, we have our admin apps ready to go, and we have one person holding the phone, and we have a volunteer or staff member, depending on how you want to look at it, that has wristbands and a black marker and is ready to check IDs. So we work together as partners, and we walk down a line of like 2,000 people or more. And we scan very quickly. We double check what type of ticket that they have. If they have, for instance, in this one, they have a VIP and they're in the wrong line because they didn't see the 20 signs before. We move them, we move them into a separate line and let them know, like, you get quick access. We want to make sure you get to where you're going. If they have a general admission, we make sure that they have the right qualified ticket to be able to drink, because we have to monitor the permits inside. So the volunteer would check their ID and either give them a wristband or put an X on their hand that shows that they're not able to drink inside. And then clear signage, lots and lots of signage is what I would say. You just want to overthink how much communication is there, so it makes it as smooth for people, because it doesn't matter how many times you send an email, you'll always get somebody to be like, I didn't see that. So, and then the VIP we talked about, and then the volunteers we talked about as well. Let's see. So best practices for fast check-in, communication before you go is what I just talked about. Use the QR codes and digital tickets, especially in Auctria. They just have a great access. I usually send out the e-ticket right before the event, so it's right at the top of their email. A lot of people can add it to their like Apple wallets or Google wallets, so it makes it so easy for them to pull it up. Then again, if for some reason they don't have it, it's very easy to look up in the system. Separate lines by guest type, which we talked about. VIP and sponsors should have a separate line because you want to give them that white glove experience. New tickets, I would have a separate one for that. And then your general admission. So people that already pre-purchased, we want to reward them for pre-purchasing so that they continue to keep doing that. And we make it simpler for them to get in the door. Train volunteers before doors open. So never assume that a volunteer knows exactly what's happening or that they've read their description, or never do that. Always have a specific design time. And if you don't feel like the day of the event that you'll have that space to do that, then I suggest creating a separate day that you do volunteer training and do a mock trial and go through the things and make sure they do that. If not, I would, we train our staff to do these things. So that's the people that we put on these to make sure that we can move it pretty efficiently. But just make sure everybody knows the ins and outs, how it works, how to problem solve, and how to be the best representation to you guys. And then again, Auctria has great platforms. The app usually runs on cell phone data. Is that right, Laurie? Did I say that? Right. So very little has there ever been any issues with Wi-Fi or not being able to connect to a list. But I, as an event planner, I'm always redundant. So we always have a backup printed list just in case. And then, then the goal is the donor acquisition and donor retention. Your goal is to build pipelines for community events. You're capturing attendee data effectively, following up within 48 hours. So that could be a letter from your executive director or just like, hey, thanks for coming. Your goal is to then convert these guests into recurring supporters. So this is a great entry. What's the next step after the event for them to connect with? And then start creating sponsor retention plans. So your event is not the only thing. It's then the follow-up plan, as we know. Always fundraising, right? And then retention strategies after the event. Personalized thank you communication, share impact stories and photos, invite guests into future experiences, use surveys for feedback and segmentation, and then build exclusive insider opportunities. And we're almost there. I promise you guys are doing so great. And please, if you have any questions, we're going to do questions in a second. So please put them in the chat. I want to hear all of the things. Of course, marketing, which is another thing that I could talk on for hours. If you do not market and you do not invest, you plan the most beautiful event, nobody knows that you're doing it. Nobody's showing up. So really thinking about how you market consistently. It really should be one person dedicated to marketing. And if you have any questions, I'd love to walk through that process with you after. I'll give you my contact and really talk about the importance of this piece, because it doesn't matter how beautiful your event is. If people don't know, they won't come. And then let's see. So the key takeaways for today. I hope that you guys can see that summer fundraising is a major opportunity. Experience-driven events outperform traditional formats. Ticket-first strategies simplify operations. Technology improves guest experience, and community events can become long-term donor pipelines. So, and all of these pictures that you saw today are all things that we've done out in the community and block parties and concerts and all the things. So I love doing summer events. So I think we're getting close. So questions, discussions, ideas, any thoughts?
I'm going to put up your contact information here
too,
so people can get in touch with you. And you help people across the country, right? You don't necessarily have to be in Colorado, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do tons of fundraising, strategy, consulting, and also think outside the box. And then we also do marketing strategy and how to best promote your brand and awareness.
You did a webinar for us in the past, and there was an interesting, let's see if you'll remember the stat I have. You were talking about how many pieces of collateral you had created for the one event. Because people always are worried, oh my gosh, we emailed them twice already.
Yes.
Are they going to
Yes.
be mad at us? We put it
Yes.
on Facebook 3 times this week. Is that too much? Can you
Right.
talk about that a little bit? And I wonder if you
Yeah.
remember the number that you gave me on that organization.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think probably since that time, it's actually gone up. So you actually need 30 touches with your event for one person. Because again, people are inundated with thousands of things throughout the day. Things your mind shuts out. But I mean, you're talking about driving down the street, you see billboards, you have things on the radio, your phone is dinging because you have Instagram or social or Snapchat or whatever might be on your phone. You're getting all these things. Then you're also getting every single business's email marketing, text messages, promotions. So you have to be out there and you have to be louder than everybody else. So I constantly tell my clients, you have to be bold about what you're saying, because somebody else will, and somebody else will get that money. So you need to be bold about your mission, and you need to put it out there way more than you think. I promise you, with the information going out there, you may put 30 different touches to a person, may only see 2 or 3 of them. And for instance, if you use Facebook, only 5% of your followers see one of your posts. So you have to consistently engage and interact and really help create that space. So we talk a lot about the importance of event marketing, the branding around it, the message that you're saying. We create like social stories and engagement, like why should people come to this event? We create the storyline around all that. So yeah, sorry, I'm talking forever.
No, that's awesome. So Melissa, 2 questions. If somebody has not run a summer event in the past and they're just starting, they're obviously not going to start with something as large as this. What would be a good starting point?
Yeah, great. I think you could do a test summer event. And what that would be is really looking at your mission of your organization. And then also what is in your hand? Like, what do you have access to? Who are your partners that you already have, right? So if you don't know like tons of musicians and bands, like don't try to start from scratch with a benefit concert. But maybe you're an animal friendly organization and you already have connections and different partners that would love to come and celebrate that. And maybe your ideal audience also loves, like they want to bring their animals and they want to do engaged pieces for their pets. So there's pet competitions and things. So starting out small is not bad. It's a great way to test the market and see what's out there. So if you have any questions or ideas around your mission, I'd love to chat. I love helping people.
She's an incredible brainstormer. You just drop like 2, 3 things on it. She has exploded your entire event and given you the strategy to implement. And then putting her team behind it is an incredible resource, an incredible resource. Melissa, somebody has a question. We have a holiday market over 3 days, 8,000 tickets sold. Currently just sell tickets at the door, but it's a lot of work. Dealing with cash alone is hard. Can Auctria handle that many? Did you want to address that or shall I?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So yes, Auctria can do that. You definitely would want to talk to our team to make sure that everything is set up properly, because one little blip would become a much bigger mountain, to make sure that that is set up properly. But and we can have a conversation about that and help you guys out. But yeah, I mean, it's a software program, and it would make a lot of sense to get that money in advance. If you're doing a lot of cash at the day of, then that means there's a lot of cash floating around and you really want cash flow. So you want to have those tickets sold in advance. Anything else to add to that, Melissa?
Yeah, no, I think 8,000 tickets, that's amazing. That sounds like you have a very successful holiday market, which is congratulations. I would say, yeah, the digital ticket space is going to drastically increase your capacity, like to handle just the cash alone. So it'll help make it a lot smoother for guests and a lot smoother for you guys.
Awesome. And then the question comes in from Tracy. Do your primary marketing channels change because it's summer? Does email still work in the summer?
That is a great question, Tracy. Great question. So I would suggest looking again what you already have. Where is your biggest market? Where is your audience already engaging? And then I would put all your efforts into that. It doesn't mean that you don't use the other ones, but if your email marketing is you have great engagement and people open it consistently, then I would put your efforts into that. If it's on Facebook or Instagram or whatever channel, LinkedIn, really focus on the platform that you have the most engagement on and really put your energy there.
Awesome.
But anything works for summer. Sorry.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I saw you brought along some of the photos along the way of event websites that you had up and running, and your event websites look amazing also. And they're so easy for people to go and grab and engage on. And I know you do such a good job telling the story of the event itself as well as the charity there as at the same time. Can you talk a little bit about how that's how it's a three-pronged kind of effort there? I know that's a whole separate webinar, but
I know it is. I know. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. But yes. Yeah. I mean, I think your event website is the very first picture of your organization. So you really have to be very clear about your mission of your organization, but also why people should come to this event, because people are inundated with invitations everywhere. So what is the compelling message that you have? And how simple is it for people to get there? So there's a beautiful ticket tab already on Auctria, but I also put several links on the homepage for people to quickly do that. Because maybe you're texting them the link and they pull it up and all they have time today to do is just look at that. You have 30 seconds to sell before people click off. 30 seconds. That is not a lot of time. So you have to wow them, engage them, and compel them to click immediately.
Awesome. I'm going to drop in the chat as well. I put in Melissa's Melissa's website. And she has lots of ways to get in touch with her on the website. I also dropped in there our Facebook group, Auction Team Talk. I always say this is the nicest page on Facebook. People like Melissa hang out there. And when you ask questions, sometimes she answers them. Yes. So this is a good way to continue the conversation after the webinar ends, which since we are at the top of the hour, I'll go ahead and conclude. Melissa, I always wish people bids that soar, hope they crush their fundraising goals. But in this situation, I'm hoping the sun shines down on their summer fundraising events. Melissa, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I just thank you guys for what you do and the energy and time that you are out there with the community. So I hope this opens your mind as far as the possibilities of other ways to connect during the summer. So thank you for your time today. I appreciate connecting with all of you.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you so much.